Welcome back to another Lakia Learns a Lesson, where this month we are diving in, focusing on a man's worth according to the different aspects of his health. Yeah, welcome back. I got my good guy friend again with me. At this point, y'all know his name, Kortel. Hey, Kortel. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. That's cute. So today we've already talked about emotional health and mental health. This week, physical health. And physical health to me is pretty important. I have my own physical health issues. Um, I'm working on reversing because there's no cure, but I'm working on reversing my diagnosis of PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's a female thing, but what it does is that it makes it very hard to you have to try a lot of things to get down to where, okay, I found the right remedy to lose the weight. But I've gotten to a point where I don't even care about the pounds no more. I just want to see. I work out now just to see how my body will transform. That's all. Because what's gonna remain is that I'm gonna forever be thick. That's not gonna change. That's gonna be it. I'll be thick, healthy, as my grandmother calls it. But physical health. I was scrolling again on Encore Studio page and I saw Plant Daddy. And I saw a strong back man. And I love a man with a good strong back, good strong, sturdy back. And but he was carrying a plant. And plants, are not really that heavy. And but I was like, he's strong enough to put on his shoulder. That's, that's. So describe to us Plant Daddy.
Oh, you got your life from that picture.
I get my I get my life from all the pictures.
Anyway, so Plant Daddy. That one was actually inspired by another image. I tried to find the picture that it was inspired by, so that I could tag the guy in it. I was never able to find it. But he himself, he was carrying. I forgot what he was carrying. He was carrying like something heavy, and I just wanted to substitute it for a plant. So I swapped it out. So that was inspired by an actual model that I wanted to tag in it. So if you guys see an image that if you recognize the back, I don't know.
I don't recognize the back. I would have found him.
Anybody, if y'all know that man, please, I would love to give him his flowers. But of course, I made it my own. So I added my own plant. I added a different hairstyle. Just switched it up to give my interpretation of it. But like I said, when you and I talked about this piece, once again, you saw something in my art that I did not see. But the message here, honestly, when I drew it, there was no message that I was trying to convey. It was just at that time when I drew it, I noticed a lot of guys have, or at the time, had gotten into planting, like being plant daddies. And so on my timeline, that's all I was seeing, like guys watering plants, growing plants, nurturing, and I was like, oh, this is.
And they all with their shirt off.
They all had their shirt off. Shirts were on, but of course my interpretation ain't no shirt. And so I was like, I would love to draw something like that, just to show that side of men. Like we're always portrayed as just masculine. We're the provider, the protector, but we're never ever give me live plants, they will die. I had a friend give me a house plant as a gift, and yeah, no, it didn't survive the week. It's like all you gotta do is just water it and give it sunlight. Yeah,
It's
plant. That's
it's
fake.
this is fake. This a plant would die.
Whole plant needs please because the real one's gonna be deceased by the end of the week. You have wasted your money. That's not my problem. I didn't tell you to do that. But yeah, so we don't ever get that side of a man displayed. So I also wanted to convey that too. Like we can be nurturing, and so that's where Plant Daddy came into play, and he's lifting it, and like of course the plant starts out as nothing but a small seed. Anybody can lift it, but you've nurtured it now it's grown, it's heavy, and he's still trying. He's still carrying it. So that's where this physical bit comes in. And he has a strong back, as you say, a good sturdy, strong back,
Sturdy.
uh, and he's able to carry his plant that he has nurtured from a seed.
I saw that and I was like, it for me showed exactly what I feel a man should embrace. You can be strong and masculine, but you can also be gentle enough and nurturing enough to take care of, I don't want to say the small things, but a plant, I don't think a lot of men tap into that side. I think sometimes society keep us stuck into this whole, gender roles thing and all that. But I, my grandfather was strong, yet he was nurturing enough to be at every one of my cheerleading competitions, every one of my recitals, every gymnastics meet, every parade,
All of it.
all of it.
Exactly.
All he knew for real was sports, football, basketball, all that. But I'm his grandbaby, and he was gonna make sure just as much as I show up for the football game, I'm gonna be at that cheerleading competition. He didn't have a clue what he was looking at. But was my granddaddy out there? You better flip, baby. He encouraged it, and that was his nurturing side. That was the side that grandma was out there too. But grandma, that's what grandma, that's what women, we know. But it was nice to see my granddad out there. So, physical health, how important is it to you?
Physical health to me is important. It is at the top of my list of the topics we have covered. But I have to be honest, and I have said it has not been at the tippy top, at the very top. Because generally when we think of physical health, we think of just going to the gym, being active, just working out, and that me, I was guilty of that. But it's also about taking care of your physical body, like making sure you go for your regular checkups, making sure you're getting enough sleep. Physical health can also be about good hygiene, and just taking care of yourself in that way. And those are the things that we have to remember. That is also a part of our
Because you can
physical
be strong and musty at the same time.
strong and lusty. And like you look real good, nice,
I done
sturdy,
seen a
strong man.
lot of a lot of strong, dirty crackheads on the street. I done seen them.
Oh. I may have seen one or two here
You
and
seen a few. They
there.
strong, but they dirty at the same time. But yeah, so that's important. Hygiene and your breath.
Yes.
And
Don't nobody want to
uh
be a big, strong, muscular individual and your breath smelled like 2 days ago. I don't think that's the way to go, Bree. You might want to pop a
would
mint
have been nice
or
to meet you two
fresh,
days ago.
you know.
Would have been nice to meet you 2 days ago, but right
And
now
try this smell.
your breath is expired. It's it's past the expiration date. You need to go restock on that.
Stop, stop.
Um, um, in our culture, how important do you think physical health is as a black man?
Um, okay, so I'm gonna dive into the two parts of physical health. We're gonna talk about the working out piece, and we're gonna talk about take care of yourself piece. So with the physical piece, I think in the black male environment, we look at that as a sign of course, of physical strength. We look at that as a sign of masculinity. We look at that as a sign of being top tier. It's like the bigger, the buffer, the more masculine this man is. So that's what it is. Like, so for me, I know, I can tell you that, oh, I work out because, oh, I used to be skinny and I wanted to change my body. Yeah, it started out like that, but now I just kind of want to look good naked. That's just my truth. I just want to look good with no clothes on. I'm in Texas. It's 138,000 degrees here, and it's hoochie daddy short season. So I make sure I don't skip leg day. I'm out here trying to trying to see
You're
what this
trying to
life
give it
looks
all
like.
you got. That's what you.
I'm giving it all I got.
Yes, you trying to give it all you got. I
That's what I'm
understand.
doing. And so for men, for black men, it's just a staple of masculinity. And so that is something that I think we all tend to want. Like almost every guy. Some guys, don't really care, but most guys want to look physically in shape. Even if it's like whether it's because you're trying to do a decathlon, you're trying to beat the world record for bench presses, or you just want to look good without no clothes. So that's that piece. It's important. Now, the physical health, as far as taking care of yourself, hopefully everybody wants to have fresh breath and you want to look good because in the black community, getting a haircut will change your life. You'll
Listen.
go from looking raggedy, feeling like
Woo!
the last $2 to feeling like, man, 2 million bucks, can't nobody tell you nothing. Who
Listen.
ain't looking at me?
Listen. I didn't seen a few that a fresh edge, a fresh lineup changed their whole persona. They different. They look different. But you can always tell when it grow back. Yeah, yeah. But I get what you. It's
um,
kind of like us ladies. I mean, we have our bummy moments, but then when we get it together, we get it. We get it together. Um, um, let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, like one being I could care less about my physical health, 10 being I'm on top of it all the time. Where you put yourself?
Well, for myself,
I mean, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
I don't step out the house. Like I don't care if I'm just going to Walmart. I don't care. I refuse to step out of the house looking funny. Like even if it's just a t-shirt, a cap, and some jeans, I'm going to put some kind of effort into my physical appearance. And as far as the importance of it, like I said, I'm a solid 10. I don't care. For men in general, most men tend to not really care like when it comes to physical appearance as far as like maybe how they dress or they just bumming it around the house. Like who really cares because ain't nobody seeing you. But I know that as far as that physical attribute, like making sure we look good, we gonna put in some kind of effort. Now, as far as taking care of ourselves, like going for our regular checkups, I've noticed in the black community, in the black male community, we tend to think that as long as I can't physically see that something's wrong with me, all right, what I need to go to
Yeah.
the doctor for? I'm straight.
And I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of us as black people, we don't have a primary care physician. It's not that something's wrong. You want to make sure nothing's wrong. It'll be nice to have a professional person to tell you there's nothing wrong. You're good. And then you don't want to find out later that you were suffering from cancer of some kind, stage 4, whatever. So it's stuff like that. It'd be too late for stuff. And I think we should definitely, if you ain't got no PCP, find you a primary care physician. Am I looking at the camera? Find you a primary care physician. If you don't have one, get one. You need one. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's definitely it's highly important to have a primary care physician because you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So no, I agree 100%.
Gotta have them checkups. Them checkups, them once a year. And it's just once a year. You ain't gotta see that person every month, every 3 months or nothing unless you got a, issue. But once a month, once a year, just do a good old physical, check me out, check some blood work out, make sure everything's on the up and up. And then that encourages me to live on to the next day. Um, yeah. So for me, as far as my physical health, I'm more so I'm not a nasty person, stanky person, any of that. I was just raised always. You may not be dressed the best, but you better walk up out this house smelling like something. You see?
Don't say something.
In the words of my grandmama, look like you belong to somebody.
Please, could you?
But at this stage of my life, like I said earlier, like I'm just interested in seeing how my body can what can it transform into. So I'm not worried about like the scale. The scale has failed me several times.
Yeah.
Scale is cap. That's the lesson. The scale is cap. Shout out to my trainer, Shambria Davis. I'm a tagger. Let her know. She be work.
Oh, oh.
I love her to death. But she be, I mean, the exercises, I be like, I do what I can. But no, she's I follow her on Instagram and everything. She's so motivating. Um, both sides, whether it be mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, all that. So for me, physical health is, I mean, now it's at the top of my list. I like spiritual and then physical and then mental and then emotional. Because I think I'm good with my emotions. I used to be bad, but I think I'm good. Same thing with my physical health. I used to be bad. There was a point where I was sitting in my fatness, as I say. I was just sitting in it. Like I could care less about going for a walk or any of that. I ate everything that I could find when I was, dealing. That is what I did. So for you, was there any time in your life where you was just like, where your physical health really wasn't at the top of your list?
Um, I would say yes. Um, there was a time where, I'm not gonna lie, I took my skinniness for granted. I really did. Like I used to just have those natural abs. I just looked like I was active and wasn't doing a single thing but laying around the house. Um, and then as I began to mature in my age, I noticed, oh, this don't last forever. Naturally, I got to put in some effort.
Won't them years humble you?
Humble. I
Humble.
was I went from 8 packs down to 4, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute, Lord, wait a minute now. so yeah, I definitely had to make a shift to get back what I once had naturally. And also in the aspect of physical health, as far as like going to the doctor and whatnot. There was a period where I needed to go to the doctor, and I was afraid to go because I was afraid of what they were going to tell me. Not a lot of people know this, but I once upon a time had Bell's palsy. That's Bell apostrophe S palsy. For those who do not know, look it up. It's something that just struck out of nowhere. Woke up in the dead of night out of my sleep. Went in the bathroom. Half my face paralyzed. Um, so luckily, it wasn't a long-lasting thing. It took me about a month to recover from that. But however, the issue was that I waited to go to the doctor because I was afraid that it was going to be something more serious than what it was. And so I had to come out of that. Luckily, I had people around me to snap me out of that and get me to where I needed to go, which was to the doctor. So men, we cannot be afraid to go get checked out, checked on. If there's something you feel that is wrong with you, don't internalize that. Don't just say, "Well, I'm still operational. I'm still moving, so I'm fine." No, there may be underlying things you need to take care of yourself, not just for yourself, but also for your family and your loved ones. So please, please go get yourself checked out. That is top priority.
Please, I'm still working on trying because mine's just stubborn. Stubborn, okay, stubborn. The baby got asthma. You need to be at the doctor. You need like it ain't like you need to be there. You need refills, sir. You go talk to your doctor. Go talk to your doctor. Um, let's see what other questions I can ask you about physical health. You've answered so much. You've answered so much. Let's see. What do you do to maintain your physical health? Like what are a few things? What's your typical day for just your physical health? What's your typical day? Because I know what you do every day. Because my watch tells me every time you go. So, but you tell the people what.
Y'all, when I say she keeps tabs on me and my caloric burn, just keeping tabs. That's a real friend. Yeah, so I
Keep
do
up.
go to the gym about 5 to 6 times a week. I make sure I count my calories. Trust me, it sounds hard, but it's not. There are apps that can help you track your calorie intake. And for those who do not know, this is a little sidebar. If you are trying to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. If you're trying to maintain your weight, just keep eating whatever it is you eat. And if you are trying to gain weight, you need to be in a surplus. But so yeah, I make sure that I'm watching my caloric intake. I track what I eat, and I just try to set a goal of how many calories to burn every time I go, and just make sure that I'm trying to achieve my goal. So physically, that's how I take care of myself. Like I said, I want to look good with no clothes on. It's for me. If you reap the benefit of seeing it, I mean, God bless you. But it's all for me. So that's what I do to take care of myself physically every day, and I just make better choices as far as what I eat. I try to stay away from foods that aren't so healthy. I'm not the best at it. I just do what I can. Just make
Yeah,
something out of it.
yeah. I'm working on that part. I'm working on that part. I do all right. It's just the PCOS thing is certain good foods that I can't eat, and it's just a lot.
Whole lot, a
A
whole lot.
whole lot, a whole lot. A whole lot. Well, this was great. I think I've learned, let me see what I learned. It's important to have a doctor. Um, Physical health isn't just about your appearance. And um, as for our black men, I think we should compliment not just their physical, like the muscles and stuff, but we should compliment if a black man walk by you and he smell good, say, "Hey, sir, you smell nice." If you see if his shoes was, hey, I like your shoes. You doing that? I'm learning to encourage our black men on every level. They may not show their gratitude immediately, but they keep it though. They keep it because they're gonna continue to walk. Like, yeah. So, people, men, leave men. First of all, men, get you a doctor. Get get you a doctor. Go to the doctor at least once. At least once. Um, Also leave a comment. Let me know where you are on your physical health journey. Let me know your struggles, your triumphs. Share what you want to share. Share your journey as I share mine, and we can walk this thing out together. I will see y'all next week. Kortel gonna be back again.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
He gonna be back again. This week, we gonna talk about our last and final installment, spiritual health. And I see y'all. All right. Bye.